Hi there. I really wish I was with you in person and that you could feel the ray of sunshine radiating from my vibrations. So I hope this comes across in video. Thank you for being part of the IDnext community. And first of all, congratulations for all the team at IDnext for having a 10-year anniversary. That is an accomplishment worth celebrating, and I'm sure in due time we will get together in person to do so. In the meantime, they have asked me to share with you a little bit about who I am and what I believe in when it comes to identity. And perhaps what are my hopeful wishes for this joint future in the next 10 years. Well, let's start with my name. I'm Bianca Lopes, and I'm the co-founder of Tail, a startup that has been around the market for 18 months, telling stories about technology and finance across the globe. I started this business after having worked in identity for 6 years. As an economist, I started my career in banking, and I progressed to working as a CIO of a biometric company. One of the biggest realizations I had when I closed one of our largest deals was realizing how little leadership understood what they had just purchased. I remember this moment like it was yesterday, calling my parents and saying I felt like I might be ethically crossing a boundary here. And maybe is it unfair that a bank bought something they don't truly comprehend? So my first reflection is, where did we fail? How did we as an industry know so much and tell so little? Why haven't we paused to understand why we have made this so complicated? I remember first starting in the industry and being inundated with all the jargon, and sometimes being and watching panels and seeing jargon flying around across the room, and a very lack of connection to the same humans that were sitting there. One of the things that I think we failed in the industry is that it's 2020 and we still have the horrific tales of identity done wrong. In the UK alone during the COVID, 65 billion pounds were lost because identity fraud. That is money that didn't reach people and businesses that truly needed it. How have we succumbed to let criminals be smarter than we are? How have we been so wrapped up in our own standards and not in competing with each other that we haven't realized and truly unlock what interoperability could look like? We all know how cryptography today has advanced, that some of these things are quite frankly an absurd, that they still exist or still happen. Why did we do it? Why did we hide behind our egos and our accolades instead of making things just simple to understand? I have dedicated my life to do exactly that. My hope for the future is that we learn through the stories of others, is that we are aware and present and not numb, walking through life like zombies, calling all of this normal. My hope is that we truly get together to figure it out. What does it mean to build it back better? What does it mean to have something that truly unlocks the potential of humans in a system that includes them for those excluded till this date? What are we going to do? How do we live in a world where there's no standards that are unified and global for things like facial biometrics that are being used and harnessed in ways that scare me as a professional that cares about privacy? We are creating data faster than we're creating anything else in humankind. The largest asset class. Who will be the discretionary manager of it? Would it be banks? Will it be governments? Will we talk about what kind of framework is required to exist? I've been privileged through my career to work with 8 different governments and seeing New Zealand, Canada, China, India, Brazil, all tinker around ideas of things like the Pan-Canadian Trust Framework, where verifiable credentials build an open system that allows public faith to be restored. What will we do? Will we actually talk to each other so these frameworks interoperate because citizens are global? Will we understand that our bigger competitor is not the biometric company sitting next to you in the booth, but actually perhaps a technology company that is not regulated like most entities are and might not apply by anybody else's rules other than perhaps Bizzo's own? I don't know about you, but it doesn't sit well with me that a pandemic has caused so much harm, disgrace, disparity, segregation, and we've made the technology giants trillionaires. What can our industry do to change that? How can we allow that data that truly belongs to me to be identified if and when I want to? How will we allow criminals to continue to do what they do every day? We're smarter than this together. We have cryptographers, we have technologists, we have systems thinkers. What can we do if we leverage the power that exists right here? This is my ask of you. This is my hope. My hope that a future where standards and interoperability are just part of what we do and how we do it. That this isn't about my foundation or your foundation. This is about a bigger cause. There's enough room for all of us to make plenty of money. What is the legacy we want to live? I fell in love with identity because I realized how much it was about humans. And if there's one thing I'm certain in life, is life itself. And as far as I'm concerned, I only got this one chance. And my ask and hope of you is that you reach out. Let's talk about this. Let's tell the stories of the people that have failed and the people that have succeeded. Let's explain use cases, not to sell a product, but so other people realize the power that lives within them. Let's look around the room and ensure that we don't know all the faces, that some of them come from such diverse backgrounds that we need to stop, maybe study, or ask, how does their culture function? Why is an Indigenous population needing a different openness in their identity infrastructure because they identify differently for longer than you and I could have remembered? How do we see these cases not as charity or inclusion or something that I often hear, that's cute, that you want to do that for inclusion? Inclusion and diversity is a business paramount. Our reputations and the future of our technology stacks and departments will depend on it. So what are we going to do together to make that change? What will you do? What will your actual new look like? I hope to be here for the next 10 years and learn the stories from all of you and continue to celebrate the power that lives in ourselves. Have a wonderful holiday break. Take some well-deserved rest, and let's actually make a change for digital identity in all of us. Thanks for having me, and congratulations, IDnext.